How is everybody doing? Don't mind me gathering my belongings. Finishing up here before we head to the inevitable airport. Keep this stuff up for now. Put this away. I probably should do more of like this angle just because I'll get more light, more sunshine. Hey, Ridhan, how's it going? Even put this guy here. It's a nice little background. Here, we'll get all sorts of background elements. There we go. Good. How about you? Oh, it's going. Oh, it's going pretty good. Playing God of War, nice. I've heard good things about that game. Where am I touring? I am done now, but I'm headed back home. I'm currently in, I believe, Massachusetts, near Boston. That's where we're flying out. And then it was all East Coast. So we played 4 shows. The first was in Maine, and then we did 2 in Massachusetts, and then we did 1 in New Hampshire. And if you know where those states are, Bonsai, wait, I can't remember. I can't remember if you're from the United States or not. I know a lot of you guys are from Europe. If you can identify those, that's like knowing where Lithuania is on the map without with being from the United States. It's like there's no way. I gotta remember, dude, I don't know what my kids' birthdays are unless I have it in my phone on notes. So maybe I do. Maybe I need to start a Robert Fandom notes page. That's probably what I need to do, and just put all the geographical locations. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. You got to go by. That's totally fine. Yes, that's what no. I knew you were from Europe. There's like only like 1 or 2 people I feel like in the Discord. Actually, I think there was a lot more that joined yesterday that are from the United States. It's kind of interesting. I kind of maybe if I get really going on this whole YouTube thing, I may try a social experiment where I start a new channel and I only play like pop music on it at like 5 p.m. just to see if it's a who's chronically online, who consumes short live streams, like vertical live streams, or whether it is a classical attracts people from Europe specifically. I'm sure it's a combination of all of the above: time of day, classical music, etc. For sure. But it would be an interesting thing to think about. All right. Well, you look like I'm ready for the airport. That's because I am, Apurv. Do you get sleep, Apurv? I guess there was enough time in between. I don't know why I'm always surprised at people who tune in a live stream late and then come back, because it's like I slept between. So there is a possibility of rest at some point. You're back, Amen? Awesome. Awesome. Yes, I am definitely ready for the airport. Um, I'm gonna write down to-do lists as I go though. You're back? Wonderful. Where am I going? Back home. The Midwest. Lovely, lovely Midwest. You hate your school? Why? What are they doing? How's everybody coming? Come on in, come on in. We got 19. We are talking about whatever. I'm a lot better at probably talking about music than other subjects, but honestly, if you're respectful, I'm happy to talk about whatever. They're so strict. It happens. That's how schools work. That's definitely how schools work. Please, what, Marat? What do you want to talk about? Like, if I forget to scan my pass, I get detention. That seems pretty extreme, but I will say this. This may be a weird perspective to come at it at, but if you can thrive in that type of environment, then you're going to be very, very successful. Thank you for playing me a creepy little Toccata and Fugue in D minor the other day. Of course, Sarah. Happy to do it anytime. That whole Toccata is actually very, very nice. I've been listening to a lot more Bach recently. Bach is just so good. So, so good. All right. I am writing to-dos as we're doing it. Yeah. Here, actually, let me see if I can. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Here's a start a poll. Let's see. Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, or Toby Fox. The most ridiculous poll ever. Oh, hold on. I did it wrong. There we go. Now I can fix it. I'm making a poll right now. The most ridiculous poll ever. This is going to make everyone sad. Where am I putting that? Beethoven. Exactly. What's my favorite color? I really like blue. What do you think about Russians that randomly get conscripted and get sent whether to war or prison? I think all human abuses are awful. It feels bad to vote for one. Yes, it does feel bad. That's what makes it a good poll. I'm just gonna say that. That honestly, in general, that is what makes it a good poll. Is it dumb to do? Yes, it is, because all four are really, really good. Hey Mason, yeah, I remember. Also, since my brother graduated from the school, my standards are way too high. Yeah, exactly. You just gotta lowering standards is good. Yes, I remember. Hey, Mama Rock. I like how nobody chose the clickbait option. Honestly, I think if you just put any modern composer, like even a John Williams probably does not belong on that list for now. I think in a few years, I think we can get something else. Can I play The World by Nightmare? Unfortunately, Theory Explained, even though I've got a keyboard right here, I'm not going to be playing anything. Okay, that was just entertaining. I like that little poll, that little snap poll. Beethoven, I would put Bach at the top, but that was a good one. Hey, Pacchino. You know you can just subscribe, and then you don't even have to worry about finding me, Pacchino. I'll just be there. So one of my big goals, like literally one of my biggest goals, this is going to sound silly, and you can make fun of me all you want, but one of my biggest goals on YouTube is to get to the point where I'm the first Robert Monroe to show up, ahead of Transcendental Meditation guy. You did? Okay, awesome. Thank you, Pacchino. In Malaysia, it's night. Hey, that's cool. If you like It's Gonna Do Anything, why don't I want to play anything right now? It's not that I don't want to play anything. It's that it requires an extensive setup. And that extensive setup would make it so that have a ton of gear set up right before I go to the airport, which I don't really want to do. How are you and what shoe do you recommend? I'm from India, poor, and I need a shoe, please. Is God real? I think so. I think so. This is what I would say, Zapdos, without getting too much in the weeds. it is easier to imagine that God is real than not. Think about it like if you wanted to prove that a purple cow didn't exist. You'd have to literally be able to see every cow ever in every corner of the world. So it's much harder to prove a negative than a positive. And so for that reason, I think agnostic is the most straightforward thing. Yeah, I would trust Ridhan more than me. I don't live in India, so I trust Ridhan more than me. Am I religious? Yeah, I'm a Christian. Are you rich? Come on, man, hook a brother up. I don't even know what that means. What's your favorite football team? Are you talking like soccer or are you talking actual American football? Again, Ridhan's going to have the hookup because they're actually in India. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to get anybody anything in this. Fave player in F1? Man, I am not plugged in enough on that. Do I play other instruments? Yeah, I do. Guitar, drums, I do that. What's my favorite color? I think I already answered that, but like, I like blue a lot. Honestly, green is kind of growing on me. Which soccer team? Again, I'm gonna just pull the American card. I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Also, I'm a musician, so sports are whatever. Why don't I want to play anything today? Mason, I already said. It'd be a huge. You just joined here? No problem, Astro Gaming. How tall am I? Almost 6 feet. Green is a nice color. It is. I'm not going to play anything because it's a huge setup. I know you see this keyboard here, and it does make some sound, but the quality is not going to be good enough. And like if you saw my hotel stream, I did a couple hotel streams. I'm not 6'3". I didn't say that. I said around 6 feet. I'm not even quite 6 feet tall. I'm like almost 6 feet tall. Which is what every guy says everywhere, by the way, when they're not 6 feet. It's weird, but I like the color brown. There's nothing weird about that. Brown is nice. It just keeps going up. 6'5". Should I dono gang? I mean, if you have money, I'm not going to be against the donation, but only if you're doing it out of sustainability. Especially since you're in school. Just use that money in school. 5'9", but I'm 12. Wow, you're going to be taller than me. What's your favorite music? It's all over the place. I love classical. We were just talking about Bach. 5-star. You don't need, like, again, to me, all of these questions are lovely, but this is not the venue. This is not the venue to be pursuing people to buy you shoes. 5-star. Thanks for the advice over the past few months. Really appreciate it, Theory Explained. And I'll keep them going for sure. Exactly, Ridhan. So in terms of genre, I'm all over the place. I would say grunge is probably my favorite. One of my friends is 6 foot and he's 12. That's insane. What country am I from? I'm from the United States of America. That is insane. Favorite band? It's all over the place, but I'll turn you on to one that you may or may not have been listening to. The Dirty Projectors. Why aren't I playing piano? Because I'm touring. So I have this right here. Can you play a song on the keyboard? No, I'm not going to play it. I have too high of standards. It's literally coming out of my laptop speakers. Not good enough. Hey, Snowy. How's it going? What am I drinking? Black coffee. Black coffee from a local coffee shop. Black coffee is a lovely, lovely, lovely thing. Very underrated. Even though, let's be honest, it's cool backgrounds. It's a hotel room, and to make it slightly more interesting, I put my MIDI controller and some Michael Crichton. Have I ever been in a relationship with a girl that it, I know you're not from like I know probably English is not your first language, but it's funny the way you're saying that. I'm married, so yes. Where am I right now? I am in Massachusetts. Gonna catch a plane very soon. Do you know about the country Georgia? Of course. Can I sing a song? I don't really care to sing a cappella. It's just not my cup of tea. But we can talk. We can chill. Yeah. No, been touring, so played 4 dates, and then we're headed to the airport soonish. Soon-ish. But I'm chilling. Chopin or Mozart? I'd have to take Chopin from that. You're from Georgia? Very proud? Awesome. It's great to be proud of the country you're from. Here supporting you? I appreciate it, Mason. Boeing or Airbus? There's very few. You rarely run into an Airbus, at least in my experience, where I've been flying a lot. I rarely get an Airbus. It's almost always Boeing. And for a while, the guy that runs the band, he would book us and put us right on the exit row. And you have to go like, okay, maybe I don't want to be on an exit row with everything that's been going on. Ronaldo or Messi? Again, I can't comment on soccer. I just don't know enough. Both seem like amazing players. Beethoven or Mozart? Beethoven. I'd take Beethoven over that. Oriana Landy, hello. Hey back. What's your favorite airline? I'm all over the place. I typically don't go all the way down to Spirit or Frontier. I don't think I would necessarily be opposed, but United, Delta, American, Southwest, they're all kind of the same. Sometimes they're really cooking and it's wonderful. Other times they're a real pain. Hey, Anthony Jennings. Mozart or Haydn? Man. Am I happy with your current relationship? Absolutely. I'm amazing. Oh, thank you. I can cook. Could I play Rashi? I can. I'm not going to play it right now. Have I ever met a celebrity in person? Multiple times, yeah. I've met a lot of famous musicians, but and other people, but you just kind of do sometimes. A lot of people who are technically what you would consider like washed up or beyond their prime, because a lot of the circuit that I play is that circuit where you're either in a tribute band or on the rise or you're at the end of your career. Did I see the blood moon? I saw some pretty cool moons. I don't know if I was really paying attention too much. Hey, Ario Speedwagon. Astral Gaming. What's your favorite pet? I like dogs. Dogs are cool. I'm not too much into birds. Do I know someone from Georgia who's popular? I don't. It's your birthday? Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. What do I do for a living? Music, and then recently social media management, or really consulting actually. I don't typically, I'm not the dude who just posts stuff like happy, month or whatever, People's Month. I don't do that. I like big dogs. In a theater, 129 people came to watch a show on the first day. Almost the same number of people came every day. Estimated the total collection for a week, given each ticket. I'm not doing math right now. 201. Yes, but the name of the game these days for sure is definitely higher ticket prices and then just getting that dedicated audience, at least for smaller bands. What's my favorite car? I really love the Fox body Mustangs from like the 80s. They're super cool. What type of climate does the prairie experience? Interesting. I married young. Was I in love? I actually was engaged before, and then that broke off 2 weeks before the wedding. And then, yes, I would definitely say been in love for, I don't know, close to 15 years now. It's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. It's not always easy, but you just have to make a commitment, really. So, don't get me wrong, love is cool, but commitment is gonna make it last a long time. Appreciate it, Pacino. We'll get there. We'll get there. Blue or purple? Ooh. I really love blue, but I think purple may be a more underrated color. Who's my favorite singer? I like that question. I do like Freddie Mercury, but if I had to just be put on the spot, it'd be Jeff Buckley. How big is USA compared like traveling with the car? It is humongous. The United States is absolutely ridiculously huge. So for me to drive home right now would be like 12 hours in the car. I've done all sorts of traveling down to Florida from where I live. That's like 20 hours. Go to Texas, 24 hours. Go to California, 30 hours. And I live right smack dab in the middle of the United States. That's why it's called the Midwest. Freddie Mercury, he's the king of rock. Would I say Freddie Mercury's the king of rock? I would not say Freddie Mercury's the king of rock. He's very good. He's very good, but I wouldn't say he's the king of rock. My favorite online game, probably Dota 2. What's your dream in lid? I don't know what that means. Hey, PreyXD. Oh, dream in life? In one sense, I'm already living my dream in life. I have 5 kids. I want to raise them. I want to help them. I want to help the world. When will I play piano? Probably tomorrow. Who is the king of rock? I knew this follow-up was going to come. You could do a really boring answer and go historic and say Elvis, but I don't think that that's right with how much has changed. Man, who is the king of rock? If you have to narrow it down to just one person. Because the problem is there's too many subgenres in rock. What's that book? That's Jurassic Park. Having 5 kids is what helps the world, according to you. I think having kids and actually raising them well is one of the number one most helpful things you can do to the world. 100%. Having kids and actually spending time with them is huge. $10,000 to leave music? Dude, I make more than $10,000 playing music, so that's not a worthwhile trade. What countries have I traveled to? The Rock equals Dwayne Johnson. Why is my camera mirrored? Because I'm looking at my phone right now, so it's a front-facing camera. Do I know Lydian? Of course. Lydian is the 4th mode of major, and so it's 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Am I married? Absolutely. Have you ever gone to a concert? Many concerts. Not as much as I probably should. As a musician, I don't go to a ton of concerts. I know a lot of musicians, they go to a lot. But, yeah. Butter chicken's great. What countries have I traveled to? I've traveled to Brazil. I've traveled to England. I've traveled to Ireland. I've traveled to Germany. I've traveled to Italy. I've traveled to Austria. Lydian's your cousin? Come to India? I would totally be down to go to India. I would totally be down. At this point in my life, for the next probably 5 years, I can't justify a non-work trip. I love piano. Germany's where you're from? Yeah. At this point, I can't really justify a non-work trip. So what I'm kind of hoping to do is maybe get moving enough with all this stuff that I end up actually just being able to just book a concert and just have you guys come. And we basically do kind of something like the live stream, but a little more organized live. Can you imagine you go to a concert, a dude on solo piano plays like 15 songs, like 5 of them are super meme songs, like maybe 3 or 4 are classical, a few are originals, and then after that takes requests, and then just hangs out and answers questions afterwards. Kind of look like Mark Zuckerberg. I get that sometimes. You miss Robert, Mom? That's funny. Do you think it is better to focus on the job than studying during uni? I think that is very dependent on where you live and what you're studying for in school. Subscribing to you is the best decision of your life. First of all, I'm flattered. Second of all, you need more life experiences then. Which song do I love to play on the piano? I love seeing all of them. Businessmen come to India after giving up world pleasures. Oh, yeah. I know India is a very spiritual place. Hey, Mahir. Okay, let me try to answer this Wind of Change thing. Just got Spotify Premium today. Nice. I have to say, I'm going to try to wean myself off Apple Music, but Apple Music or Spotify Premium for a music lover is just kind of a no-brainer. It's painful that it's a no-brainer. I have thousands of CDs, and I wish I kind of went that route, but it's just way too inconvenient. Do I love funk? I don't love funk. Funk is okay. All electronic music genres I listen to for like 5 minutes, maybe once a week or every other week, and I go, that was fun. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm not that interested. Funk or rock? I would take rock. Or actual funk, F-U-N-K, right? What is your monthly listening? Not much on Spotify. I just have never, so I've always been interested in making money first and foremost over pushing on my own original stuff. And that's just because I chose to have a family early. So, says Mark, give me the Zuck, exactly. What is your favorite YouTuber? I've got a few. I have almost zero music YouTubers I really like. Adam Neely is fine, but I don't really like a ton of music YouTubers. I do love like film commentary, so like Red Letter Media is really, really good. For films, I like Two Way for politics. I love DramaTube. DramaTube is a little bit of an addiction. Manga over anime? No, I'm an anime over manga. I have a hard time just sitting down and reading a book like I used to. Okay, back to Wind of Change. How old was I when I was married? First time I got engaged, I was, would I have been 21? I guess so. I got married at 23 though. When did I start my stream? 27 minutes ago. Not that long ago. Does not look like Zucker. Yeah, I don't understand. When will I end this stream? We'll see. Probably maybe about 30 minutes from now. Hey, COD Kid. All right. So back to Wind of Change's things. No, I'm not going to make you a moderator, Tafani. It's crazy that that's early. That really changed during my lifetime. It was early-ish when I got married, but it was definitely more common. It's changing so much. Okay, so this is what I would say about what do you prioritize. If you're in school, I would say you 100% should prioritize school up until you're getting good grades. And if you're getting good grades, even the difference between getting, at least in the United States, do your own mental calculus to convert to whatever region you're in. But if you're getting a B+ or an A-, like on the higher end, there is no benefit to getting a higher grade. There's no benefit to getting even better. Who gives a rip about being summa cum laude, valedictorian, all that stuff? No one's gonna care down the road. So what I would recommend Wind of Change is understand what you really want to get out of school and try to put a cutoff and then put your energy elsewhere. So for me, I got to the point where I was getting totally good grades in school, and then I spent all the rest of my time doing music, like playing concerts, playing out, and teaching. Tell me some inspirational quotes you like. I'll tell you one of my favorite quotes of all time. It's from Dostoevsky. There's a short story he wrote. I think it's called White Nights. And it's about this guy who meets a girl, and he gets really interested in the girl, and they're like, okay, we should get married sometime. And it's like, sure. And then he has to go off away. And then basically then after that, he comes back and meets up with the girl. And the girl goes, yeah, actually, I'm engaged and I'm going to get married to someone else now. And he goes, my God, one moment of bliss. Isn't that good enough for a lifetime? Referring to that experience of wanting that and thinking it was going to happen, and it never actually happened. But you actually need to take part of activities. So, and again, it depends on how you're getting graded. So some of the classes when I was in school, they would have, some of the classes, you would have to show up, and then other ones, they wouldn't. How to make a prog rock album. This is what I would say. I think come up with a crazy story, and then come up with a line, record that line. And then if you're just doing it on your own, record it on a million different instruments, and then cool drum part with it. And then come up with another line, and then another line, and then another line, and then another line, and then write a pop song in the middle. That's all progressive rock is. To be honest, I love progressive rock to death. I think it's so super cool, but people get really heady about it. They're like, this is so crazy. No. Progressive rock is literally basically cool instrumental line, pop song. Cool instrumental line, pop song. Which piece do you love playing the most when no one's watching? My own music or improvising. Researching on human states, interesting. Sonata form, basically, it kind of is. To be honest, it kind of is. Hey, Pocky. My university, higher GPA can push you to the grant spot. Okay, then yeah. If you can get scholarship money, then 100% get scholarship money. The stream is mirrored? Yes, it is. Jurassic Pork for the win, yeah. Yeah, so one of the big things that really frustrated me is I had plenty good grades to get scholarship money, but they pushed me out of a lot of the scholarships because of weirdness. Hey, Chirag Gaming now. Is that the Chirag that's always here, or did you change your name or something else? Got scholarship to study at MIT. Cool. Can you tell me the proportions of a human skeleton? No, I can't. What's the most emotional moment you've had while playing? I don't know, all sorts of them. Been at the verge of tears many times while playing piano. It's kind of the whole point of it. How popular of a musician am I? You could decide where to put it and say that I'm a nobody, or you could decide that you just joined. All right, there's another Chirag who's a big long time viewer. So I was just making sure he didn't change his name. But awesome, welcome. You could say that I don't know, I'm a nobody because you measure all the way up. Or you could say, I mean, I know a ton of musicians that are all over the place. I know, I've played for hundreds of thousands of people. So it is what you want to say. By the way, my university is like top 3 of the most prestigious state universities in our country. An annual fee is like $700. We actually have very low prices on everything. Wow. Yeah. Schools in the United States are insane. So the university that I was going to was a state school, not considered a very expensive school. It was $27,000 per semester. $27,000 per semester. Isn't that crazy? Hey, Ross. Can you see how my first remix as a 13-year-old was, please? You could pop on the Discord and send it to me if you want. Hold on. I'll put the Discord in. If the piano could talk, what do you think it would say to you? Stop hitting me so hard. Bro, take a chill pill. People earn around 200. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about living costs, for sure. They're all over the place. It's already night and you got to go to the stadium tomorrow? Okay, cool. Ouch. So okay, let's do some little maths for a second. How much did you say it was? The annual fee is $700. Okay, that is still significantly cheaper. But that's the thing about the United States. It's a very backwards place to live if you compare it to the entire world. I know a lot of people in the United States, I think the whole world's backwards, but like food is extremely expensive in the United States. University education is very expensive in the United States. Computers, super cheap. Buying a Nintendo Switch, super cheap. You're gonna have a giant meal for one for like 20 bucks? Playing anything right now? No, I'm not gonna play anything right now. Don't really have it set up for that. Hey, Biggie, how's it going? Start any beefs recently? Any rap beefs? The how much to actually study and how much to prioritize developing a career is a really interesting conversation. Yeah, so okay. Now granted, it's for 7 people living in my house because I have 5 kids. But my monthly grocery bill would buy a good middle of the road Apple laptop each month. Joined, how much cost the last Asus Zephyrus? I'm not saying every computer's cheap. I'm just saying that in general you can get really cheap electronics in the United States. So if you want to get the G14 2025 ROG Zephyrus, it's $2,000 straight from the Asus store. But if I just pop on and I like go on Amazon and I'm like, I want a laptop, you can get a $500 laptop that could do pretty much anything. You'd be totally fine. It's not even like a Chromebook. Another big hack if you're into music in the United States, I don't know how it is other places, is you go on used markets and you buy the oldest MacBook that still has the capability of being on the most modern operating system for Mac. And so you can pick up a MacBook for 400 or 500 bucks, and that gives you access to GarageBand, that gives you access to iMovie, all these creative software because of the way Mac works. It's a total hack. That is like the number one way people get started with stuff. Accommodation, renting one room apartment with kitchen and bathroom in the center of the capital would cost you $450 per month. That is insane. In a town of 60,000 people during college, it was a 2-bedroom. Okay, maybe actually it was not as expensive as I was thinking compared to what you're saying. Well, okay, I'll give you one. In one of the towns we were visiting on this trip, I went by and I had an advertisement for a 1,800 square foot place, so a 3-bedroom place, right on the water, right in downtown of the city. It was 4,200. What's my religion? I'm a Christian. I mean, I don't really care if a question's too personal. I won't answer it, and people have to be appropriate. Don't you think healthcare is even worse in America? It depends. It's such a messed up system. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to say that it's not imperfect, but there's still choice. You can still go where you want. You can still do things if you want. So, yeah. These urban centers are insane. The insurance system is a huge mess in the United States. Insurance is a huge mess in the United States, and that has a trickle-down effect. So if you are not a healthy person, if you have disastrous experiences, it's not awful. if you have ongoing medical experiences, it's a pain. It's a pain, but I do think people in the United States overblow it compared to, and this, again, hot takes. Exactly. What is my IP address? Exactly. Was $1 is 125. Wait, 12,500 psalms. Oh wow. Did I see the lunar eclipse? No, not recently, Giga Chad. Hey, K-pop Ellie. You like the K-pop Demon Hunters? Everybody loves those. How good do you think TikTok is? It depends on what you're asking for. Are you asking like good for society? That's got its pros and cons. Are you asking good for growing? I think TikTok is fantastic. Hey, Cube Gaming. TikTok is interesting. I think if you want to do if you wanted to speed run making money on social media, like as your own brand, it would be TikTok and Facebook, 100%. You just go all in on those two platforms, TikTok and Facebook. If you're playing the long game, though, I would do what I'm doing, which is YouTube. TikTok is banned in India. Okay, well then, in your case, then I would probably do Facebook and X probably. How do you become famous? It depends on what your goals are. I would say, though, the ethical way to become famous is to give people something and do it regularly and tell people about it. That's the hard thing I think that people don't get their head around, is it's no longer good enough to just do something and then hope people find out about it. In the age of the internet and innovating, like in social media, you kind of still have to tell people about it. No, I'm not playing piano today. Am I smart? What sort of question is that? What state do I live in? I live in the Midwest. Is Medicare canceled? Are you talking about because of all the weirdnesses with all the political stuff? I have no idea. I stay somewhat. So I play Roblox? No, I don't. I don't let my kids play it either. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. TikTok is banned in India, and it's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely why. There's all sorts of court cases. It's not a very safe platform. You can definitely do it, but do I consider myself a good person? No, I don't consider anyone a good person. Nobody's a good person. Which college are you? I try, but no, nobody's a good person. Which college or university am I in? I'm not in college. That was a long time ago. Long time ago. Do I have a dog? No, I don't. I have a bunch of kids. Kids are kind of like dogs. Robert without the keyboard? I got it right here, but nah. Do I have a cat? No. No, I don't have any pets. Just kids. Because of TikTok, many Indian youth become so cringe. Yeah, the cringe thing, okay, the cultural degradation thing is overblown with TikTok. I'm not going to lie. It's way overblown. Have I ever watched Metal Family? No, I haven't. Is it any good, Hiroshima? I have no pets, K-pop Ellie. The cultural degradation is way overblown. The level of monetization off of free people's information and the level of spying that every platform does is insane. Where are you currently, Al? Have I watched K-pop Demon Hunters like, I don't know, 12 times because of my kids? Am I related to Zuckerberg? No. No, John Bon Jesus. It's a good thing if you know how to use it. Yeah, social media is super powerful, but you have to understand they're not giving you this for free out of the kindness of their heart. These companies make a stupid amount of money off of you. So I've spent a lot of time. Metal Family is kind of interesting. Oh, okay. I may have to check it out. I just started Black Clover. People were asking for themes from that for a while. It's not bad. It's a little slow to begin with, but how many kids do I have? 5. But yeah, so going back to the social media thing, how old am I? 35. I'm right in my mid 30s. Hey, Dolma 101. I already answered you, K-pop Ellie. Got to be paying attention. Um, yes. This is what I would say about social media. I think people need, yes, exactly, the six. Well, because I'm 35, but. Read the chat, K-pop Ellie. It's in the chat. I already said it. People need to understand that these tech companies are not they're not altruistic. And to be honest, people need to realize that's true of everything. If people say that they're trying to help you and be kind to you, there's always an ulterior motive. And that may sound like a really depressing way to live, but that's what I would say. You look younger than your group mates. People say that a lot, that there's this whole thing where millennials look younger than Gen Z, than the younger generation. Honestly, I think a huge amount of it is health. Man, if you just get out and you actually exercise regularly and you eat whole foods, like, it makes a huge benefit. It makes a huge deal. I look younger than I did 10 years ago, if I'm being honest. What's my hometown? Midwest, Chicagoland. Hey, Melodia. Hey, Spark Vibe. If you had to give a message to the world, what would it be? I would probably just go as simple as the golden rule. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself, for sure. How much did you score in the 10th class? That sounds like something not from the United States. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, what's your question, Melodia? Hey, Lonely Alone. You're from Wales, K-pop Ellie? Nice. Very cool. All right, I'll see you later, K-pop Ellie. Thanks for stopping by. Have I ever played outside of the United States? Music? I did a tour in Brazil during college, but that's it. So technically I'm an international musician, but Chicago, that's the best place I want to relocate. Is the politics in U.S. dirty? Politics everywhere is dirty, man. Yeah, I mean, politics is a dirty, dirty game. I honestly, I'm kind of fascinated by politics because it's... Imagine if it was like, hey, it's like all ends justifies the means. It's like we're just going to do really nasty things so that we can help people. It's a messed up thing. Like from percussion instruments playing on India. Oh, are you saying that? Do I live with my family? I live with the family that I started, like my wife and my kids, but not everyone else. At least the Senate of U.S. can say no. I know. And that's the thing. I think people in the United States get so upset with how dirty our politics are, and what they don't realize is it's still free. Like, we're free to be freaks and yell at each other and scream and stuff. Yes, this is my Discord link. Is that an actual DVD? No, it's not a DVD at all. It's a book. It's a book. Michael Crichton wrote Jurassic Park. This is a good book. Michael Crichton's a great author. Whole politics in the U.S. is about money. Everything's about money. Can I show us my kids? You'll randomly see them on the channel. I don't ever intentionally put my kids out there. Not because I think that it's wrong to show the kids on the internet. I'm not that person. I'm not the person that put the sticker on their face and be like, we had a wonderful time on vacation. No, I'm not that type of person. I'm not a privacy freak, but people are weird. People are weird on the internet. Is it possible to pursue two professions at once? For it, like one instrument only for music? This is what I would say specifically about learning instruments, and then I think this actually has a good follow-through on other careers. If you really want to have confidence in yourself and also have the biggest impact in the world, I would say you really need to make sure you're very, very good at one thing. So my personal advice to anybody, and you can take it or leave it, this is just some random dude on the internet. I would say getting really, really good at one thing first is the way to go. That could be getting really, really good at an instrument. It could be getting really, really good at computer programming. It could be getting really, really good at politics. I don't care. Have something that is your corner of the world that you're an expert on. I started watching this guy on TikTok who's an expert at dialects. He can tell where somebody's from just from a few words that they say. Get really, really good at one thing, and then what happens is everything is kind of the same. If you know piano, things about guitar are similar to piano. If you know how to learn dialects, the way that you learned that is the same as if you wanted to learn biology or chemistry or whatever. And so that's what I would say. So is it possible? 100% it's possible to pursue two careers. I'm doing it right now. I have never given up on my music career, but I started a whole career doing social media consulting. But at the same time, it is possible to spread yourself too thin. And if you don't establish expertise at something, you're going to lack confidence. And you're also never going to have that full feeling of like, did I really do the thing? So, fully commit. Because I can tell you right now, step by step rather than two at once. Yes, that's the way I would personally put it. And the thing is, this is going to be another weird statement. Life is actually really long. I know people say that life is short, and unfortunately for some, it is very, very short. But if you live a normal average life expectancy, then literally from 15 to 20, you could be passionate about sports, have an amazing sport career, and then during college get an injury and you're out of that. Then 20 to 25, start your professional career in, in not dentistry, that would take a lot longer, in being a nurse or something, right? And then at 25, during that time, you started picking up an instrument. 25 to 30, you've got enough money sitting around, you start working part-time as a nurse, so you have more time to devote to your passion. Painting, right? And then from 25 to 30, you're painting. By the time you're 40, you've had 6 different careers. Like, it's not actually that hard. I'm not answering your question, Gaming Cloud. I missed it. Oh, how do you maintain your curly hair? Honestly, I tell people this all the time. Don't shampoo your hair every day. You can wash your hair, but don't shampoo it every day. The shampoo kills the curls. And then there is a certain length too. You got to find that optimal length for your hair. If it's too long, it'll pull the curls out. If it's too short, it won't curl. I just had my wisdom teeth extracted in extreme pain. Came here to ignore the pain. Oof. Oh, I feel your pain. My teeth got infected. For the musical guidance, no problem, Melodia. Great advice. Really needed that. Do I have a gun? Why would I be saying things like that in the chat? That nothing helpful is gonna happen with that. You have a Bachelor of Arts in faulty. I have a Bachelor of Arts in faulty harmony. I feel like that's a joke maybe, but I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the punchline. Yeah, I mean, do I have a dog? I do not have a dog, Ryan Stan. Just a bunch of kids. All right, we'll stream for like 5 more minutes and then cut it off. You guys have been awesome. It's always good. Tomorrow we should be back. Oh, because of Chicago? Oh, because of guns? Chicago's a crazy city, but it's only crazy in certain parts. Like a ton of people get murdered in Chicago, but just don't go to those places and you're fine. You're a new subscriber? Thank you, Ryan Stan. Do you like Eminem? And if yes, what's your favorite song from him? I do like Eminem, but like I like him the way I like a lot of artists. I like Chappell Roan. I don't listen to Chappell Roan. I like Eminem. I don't listen to Eminem. I'm never gonna be in a situation where I'm like, let me turn on this Eminem song. That's what I'd say. Can you start learning piano at age 37 and aspire to be a teacher by 45? Is it possible? I would say, honestly, 3 years would be pushing it, but it's possible. So you could start at 37 and be teaching by 40. Now, teaching beginners, 37 to 45, that's actually a really great timeline. Like you should be teaching something, but you could be full-time teaching. What I think about prog metal, I was obsessed with it as a kid. I love Dream Theater especially. I love a lot of the progressive rock bands, Pink Floyd, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And I get into some of the others like Porcupine Tree and stuff like that. Not as much into other, like Dream Theater was my go-to for sure. All right, I'll see you, Gaming Cloud. Yeah, Ash. I would say if that's a real goal, then you need to be taking lessons. 10 years is enough to teach professionally in music schools. It depends on where you're located in the world, because you would probably need to get some sort of qualification. And 6 years would be pushing it to be able to get into a university to then get a teaching. Well, oh, I'm sorry. No, to get a teaching certificate, yeah. No, when to change, you're totally right. 10 years would be. It's 10 p.m. right now. I got you, Jellyfish. Don't worry, we're not going to mess up your sleep too much. Tomorrow's your exam. Good luck on the exam, Melodia. I think when to change numbers are dead on. And like that would be exactly the type of thing that I would say. What's my favorite movie? Would you rather forget who you are or forget everyone you loved? That's so interesting of a question in Blessing, because the first thing that I would say would be I'd rather forget who I am. But the issue with that is that's actually more selfish. You got to go to the gym? Yes, get those gains. I already worked out this morning. What are you doing today? Back, chest, legs, push-pull, cardio? Hey, Chirag. Unfortunately, you're gonna catch me right at the end because I'm gonna be leaving in like literally 3 minutes. I would say in Blessing, to answer your question, I think now back and leg, oof, my least and most favorite day, because it really feels like you're doing something, but man, is it hard. Yeah, I would actually say it's better to forget everyone you love than to forget who you are. Because if you forget everyone you love, the people who are in your life and love you would probably be able to work through that. And if you know who you are, you're going to fall back in love with them. But it's less selfish, actually. Isn't that weird? It would be less selfish to forget who you are, because otherwise, if you forget who you are, then all the people that you love, you would still love them, but they've now lost something, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I would actually rather forget everyone I loved. Weird thing. Weird thing. You have a minute at work? Yep. No, I appreciate Chirag's the best. Always here. Always helping. Doing thirds? Thirds are good. Yeah, I like really weird practice things. Came in to drop a like. I appreciate it. All right, well, with that being said, it's time. I'm going to get rolling. I'm going to hopefully be able to film some long-form content later this week. Maybe I'll try to film a video real quick in the hotel room now to drop a little bit later this week. But tons of shorts, lives coming. We're going to build this channel out. Thank you so much, everybody. Take it easy. All right, bye.